Hello, everybody. Stu Smith here going live. Hope you are doing well. Sorry I'm a little late. Had to do a computer reboot and my phone died. So it's one of those things where I couldn't communicate until my computer restarted and my phone charged. So that's just, hopefully, that's not the way the rest of the day goes. I will say this, though. Prior to that, we were crushing a workout at the Naval Academy with 800 high school students with summer seminar. Went really well for session number 2. Motivated group. Introduced them to death by push-ups, which is really a bad name for a 10-minute plank with 10 push-ups every minute on the minute for 10 minutes. It's good. I tell you what, that one sounds bad, but it really is more of a mental challenge than it is physically demanding. I've done it multiple times now over the years, and it's just something. If you practice, it's going pretty well. It goes pretty well. Um, let's see. I don't have a whole lot of videos that I think are new. Maybe a few. Um, Unfortunately, like I said, I usually download them on my computer or on my phone and then send them here, and I was unable to do that, running out of time this morning. But we'll show some, and we may show some that I did post on the reels at Instagram Stu Smith 50 or TikTok Stu Smith 50, and we can definitely uh, find some videos to at least go through. There's a couple of things that I've posted this week that are very common errors. Most of them tend to be from uh, kicking issues, timing issues, and sometimes just pure arm pull being ineffective. So we'll kind of go through all of that, whether it's a timing issue, it's a glide or no glide issue, or it's kicking weakness, and see what we can do to strengthen it up. So, Rawl, good morning, Stu. Hope you're doing well. I'm doing well. McCall from Denmark. Good to see you. Just got home from probably the longest swim I've ever done, 25K. Nice. It's a good distance. How many people quit RASP? I have no idea. I mean, I'm sure it changes from class to class. Um, I'm not sure what that attrition rate is, but I bet if you find the Google machine, you might be able to find some ideas on typical attrition rates for RASP, which is Ranger Assessment and Selection Program for guys going into the battalions and Ranger regiments. Different from Ranger School, if you did not know that. Let's see. I'm going to show a video because I don't think I shared this one. I'm also going to see if I can find a few that people sent me through the DMs over on Instagram uh, while I wait. But let me pull this one up. This one is a 50-yard swim, combat swimmer stroke. Let me turn the volume down here. All right, so let me share this, and then we will go into discussions of this swim. So right from the start, you got a good streamline off the wall. Okay with the dolphin kick. Okay with the breaststroke pull out. Good with the transition into the stroke. Could be a little deeper during the glide. Looks like you might be plowing just a little bit with your head there. That's just slowing you down a little bit, but not too much. I mean, you're still getting about a yard per second. You're going to be a little off that pace. So my suggestion here is everything looks really good as far as a basic swimming stroke of the CSS. I just think one Mississippi, two Mississippi, three Mississippi. Yeah, you got good timing. I think you just need to pull harder, kick harder, and you will go faster because this is a, let's see, 50-yard swim and it took about 56 seconds, which isn't horrible. I mean, it's going to be in that zone of the 9:30 range probably to get it, which is perfectly fine. Um, I just try to get people down to the 8:20 range, be somewhere between 48 and 50 seconds per 50-yard lap. Main reason for that is it does require a little extra conditioning, and that extra conditioning can help you with other things. Um, your aerobic base, pushing, your runs a little bit more. So it 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 all helps each other out on the other events. So that's one of the reasons why I like to try to get everybody down to 8 minutes, um, or faster. And usually a little faster requires a little bit more conditioning and better streamlining. That's the biggest difference with that. Um, so I got my all right. So I'm going to share this one with you because this is a good one as well. Um, and it's up on Instagram, one of my Instagram reels. You guys see that? All right. So make this a little bigger for you. All right. So we got a good kick off the wall, solid. Um, Good kick, get a good glide. So my thing here is notice this high elbow right there. Like, I mean, it looks like a shark fin. That is the very definition of what they call sharking. So if you're bringing that elbow up out of the water like that, change it, drop your elbow and just bring it up underwater. It's a real easy fix. I'm not too concerned about people who shark just because it's such an easy fix that you just have to be conscious about how you recover. So this has to be an underwater recovery stroke. And if your hand is the only part of your arm that is underwater, that's not really an underwater recovery stroke by definition. You got to get that arm underwater when you do recover. The other thing too is notice the arm pull. Like he's got a pretty decent arm pull, but it could be deeper. Like he has a tendency of bringing that thing in, like right here, right where he should be thinking about reaching over a barrel way out in front of you, grabbing with all of this, pulling and pushing it under. That is called the freestyle catch. And I think his top arm would be a lot faster or create more speed if he just grabbed more water with it. But he definitely has to fix that sharking part. Though I will say this, I think this is a pretty decent time. As I recall, this might have been like 45, 46 seconds. So in one sense, you can't argue with the results, but I think it's mainly because of his streamline as he's going so fast. He puts on some jammers, and next thing you know, he's dropping another couple seconds per lap off of the time. Not bad though. Not bad at all. I kind of like that one, to be honest with you. You guys got any questions for me? I'm going to show a few more of these. If you guys haven't gone to um, either my Instagram Reels, you'll see countless videos over there. TikTok is building up. Not sure how many videos I have over there. Guess I could count them one day, or maybe they'll tell me. But it is um, probably over 100 by now, and it's all just one stop. That's the cool thing about it. It's just you go you go to my TikTok, Stu Smith 50, and you don't even have to get the app. You can just go to the website. In fact, I'll put it right here. If you just go to the website, tiktok.com/at Stu Smith 50, you can see over 100 CSS videos all in one thing. You don't have to sift through podcast videos and exercise videos and other things that I have up here on my YouTube channel, which I think my YouTube channel has like 500 or 600 videos on it. This one's just um, pure CSS. In fact, let me just share this real quick. If you haven't seen it before, it is right here. So as you can see here, Stu Smith 50. I'm the guy that helps you with combat swimmer stroke. We just did this, fixed the top arm, almost there. This is a good one. One of our local kids really needed help with swimming, and his kick was really horrible. He'd almost go backwards when he kicked. But so what I'm seeing here is he likes staying on his side, which is fine, but he's got a good scissor kick now that's producing some speed, and he's gotten a whole lot faster. I think his first 50 he did with us was over 70 seconds, and now he's in the mid 50s roughly. Still working on some things like that kickoff there was, when you lose momentum like that and you have to recreate it, that really adds a lot of time to your stroke. And there's still some things I see we need to work on. Kick's not bad. Top arm could be better. Grab more water like that freestyle catch. Bottom arm's a little too big. So there's a couple little things there that could be fixed. Let me see. You guys got any questions for me over here? I'm not sure how much um, longer I'm going to be able to stick around, um, just because it's been a crazy day and I got to get to doing some stuff. Um, I'm looking for this common mistake here, which I can't really, trying to find a really common mistake that a lot of people screw up. In fact, I think I just found it. Can you guys see this? You guys can see this, right? I'm sharing this. Good. All right. So let me tell you what this guy's doing. I don't know if you guys can see it from here, but he takes a big scissor kick. He's got a good breaststroke pull out, stays underwater, good transition too. So I like all that. Now, the one thing he's doing wrong that's making his kick weak is he has a scissor kick on the side, but notice he's rolling over on his belly right in the middle of his scissor kick. So his hips shift 90 degrees in the middle of his kick, which makes your kick lose all its power. I mean, think about an athletic movement when you go from going straight to 90-degree turn with your hips. It requires um, significant power in order to make that happen. And most people who are non-swimmers typically don't have the inner thigh, outer thigh muscles to create a good breaststroke kick. So if you're starting with a scissor kick and you end with a breaststroke kick, you have probably decreased the power of your kick at least by 50%. And this isn't horrible. I mean, he's still doing it in like 54 seconds. And that's largely due to his good streamline and not losing momentum. Good streamline, good pull. He's got a good pull there. Just needs to work on his kick, make it a little more powerful. But yeah, that's a good common one. How important is breath hold training? How can we optimize breath hold training? And how long a static breath hold is good measure for success spec op candidates? You know what? it was something I never did. Like I never just held my breath to hold my breath unless I was like practicing my knot tying, holding my breath. And the way I would do that is, the way the test is set up is you're in 15 foot of water. The rope you have to tie your rope to is down on the bottom. So you get a big breath, go down, tie a knot, do some hand signals. Is it okay? The instructor looks at it, takes a couple seconds, gives you the okay, thumbs up, hand over your head, and you come up. If you don't do any of those hand movements, like you come up without your hand over your head, you fail. So there's a lot of little things to it. It's not just tying knots and holding your breath. There's a level of water comfort and procedures that you have to also practice. So when you're practicing on land, and this is how I would practice breath holding, I would practice it on land, practicing it with procedures versus just laying down, relaxing, seeing how long you can hold your breath. Because I mean, I guess you can do that, but I don't see where it's that effective. Um, uh, so the way I would practice it would be, um, I'd be at the top. So I'm simulating this on land. So hold my breath, give myself 5 seconds to get down there, maybe walk a little bit while I do it, tie a knot, do the hand signals, do the thing, walk 10 or 15 feet away from where I'm tying it and come up, start breathing. You get about a minute before the next stroke or for the next knot you have to tie, and you just get it done. Um, so that's how I would practice it. Each of your breath holds are usually going to be tied to you doing some form of procedure. So if you want to practice the underwater swim, I will tell you honestly, as long as you can hold your breath and walk 50 meters, you have the capacity to pass an underwater swim test as long as you learn how to swim underwater efficiently. And in fact, I'm going to type in something here for you because a lot of people need to see this. Let me my thing here. So I'm going to show real quick an underwater swim. Ah, damn it. Um, Got to start over. Hang on a second. I'm going to show an underwater swim here. Pausing it here. All right. So let me show you this. So this is how you don't have to worry about holding your breath as long as you're efficient with your underwater. So I don't do any breath hold training. I'm in my 50s, but I can pass a 50-meter underwater swim just doing it because it's more efficiency than it is your ability to hold your breath or your VO2 max. All that helps, but I would rather do it more efficiently. So let me share this with you real quick. And this is just a old YouTube video. It's probably 10 years old. So it's me swimming underwater, had an underwater camera, film it, and notice the kick off the wall, stay streamlined, double arm pull. And that's really all this swim is. It's a kick and recover, double arm pull. And I do a little bit of a dolphin kick in there. So I got a little breaststroke kick, dolphin kick, double arm pull. That's just the way I do it. You don't have to do it that way. I also do it with a scissor kick as well. And I would have done 50 meters in this pool, but they won't let you do it. So that was about 35 meters, I guess, in the pool. So they don't let you do 50s in our pool. So if you're going to do it, you have to be really sneaky about it. And while I was making a video, I just didn't want to, you know, throw it in their face that I'm doing 50 meters in their pool in case somebody saw it. So it's all efficiency. That's what I would do. So if you're going to practice a breath hold, practice it with some form of procedure. And you can kind of learn some of these procedures if you just ask and also, look into it. You'll find it. Thank you, Alex. Um, what's up? So, good morning. Two questions. Do you stretch after each workout? If you work out twice a day, I do. Um, how long do you hold each stretch? That's a good question because I don't really keep track. What I usually do is I typically breathe 3 times per stretch. So instead of counting Mississippi's or looking at a watch, I just inhale, exhale, almost like I'm box breathing. So 4 seconds in, 4 seconds out, 4 seconds in, hold it for 4 seconds, 4 seconds out. It's up to you how you want to do the breathing, but I usually just take 3 big inhales and exhales and move on to the next stretch. A lot of times, I will say this, like today, I didn't have time to do a stretch after this morning workout. So I will do something later today where I will warm up again, bike, probably go swimming, and then spend a good 10 or 15 minutes cooling down um, in the pool with some dynamic stretches and chest deep water, um, little static stretches afterwards. But yes, I will stretch later in the day. And sometimes whenever I'm done with my day and I'm just laying down on my living room floor watching baseball game or something, I will stretch throughout that game and just little things, nothing crazy. I don't want to break a sweat, at this point. I'm just trying to stay limber. If I feel something a little tight, I may hit a foam roller for a little bit and get on it. But it's a very light stretch. It may be 20 or 30 minutes, but I'm also, drinking water and hanging out and just laying on the floor, playing with my dog. So it's not an aggressive stretch routine. It's just I'm mixing in stretching with my life. That's really all I'm doing. Good question though. Um, is it better to run on a track or a treadmill, or is it the same? Hmm. I run mostly on treadmill. Well, I will say this. I think it will be different. I don't think there are many tests out there that will test you on a treadmill. And I think you will find a difference in your performance from one to the other. Some people, I don't know how, some people are faster on a treadmill than they are on, uh, or I'm sorry, faster on ground than they are on a treadmill. I tend to be. Some reason I can't. Running faster on a treadmill is just weird for me. I feel like I'm losing my balance. I'm going to fall off or something. I don't feel 100% comfortable. A lot of times I don't get in the rhythm because I have to hold myself up there. It's just a little bit weird. So I don't do well on the treadmill, but I do better on land. And I've seen some people just the opposite. And I don't know how they do it. They're just faster on the treadmill. They can kind of keep going. But if you think about what the treadmill's doing for you, it's actually moving your feet for you. So, in my theoretical understanding of treadmill versus running, I would say the treadmill is easier than running. I just happen to not be good at running on treadmill, perhaps. But, there are some muscles that get used on land running, like your hamstrings and, your butt, of you pulling your body forward that is not being used necessarily. The mobility it might be there on a treadmill, but I don't think the strength is created that is needed, or maybe the muscle stamina even. But that's my opinion. I'm not sure if it's legitimately proven by science that it is easier, but I think it's easier. How long do your students usually take to get CS stroke down pretty good? I'm starting the PST phase 1 workout, most worried about my swim, comfort on the water, just need to practice swimming. So if you're in that zone, you're comfortable in the water, I would say send me a video of you swimming. I'll critique it for you, tell you what you're doing right, what you're doing wrong, and that will probably speed up your learning process. One of the things I do whenever I have a new guy that needs help swimming is I just say, let me see you swim down and back freestyle and down and back CSS. If I notice that person has to take a rest, for a couple of breaths every turnaround, I'm saying, okay, he's a kind of a beginner at swimming and is not only does he need to learn some technique because that wasn't very good swimming technique for either stroke, he is also, or she is also not in any type of swimming shape. So that may take longer. Um, I have seen some people come here and just need some fine tuning with how they kick or how they pull, or maybe they're not gliding enough and they're overworking. So I pull back on their, or force them to glide a little longer, and then they're a little more efficient, able to maintain a time a little longer. Um, so that person's a little bit different. And then I got people who, are collegiate swimmers that come here and it takes me literally 3 minutes to say, do this, and next thing you know, they got the combat swimmer stroke down. So, and they're better than I've ever been in about 5 minutes. So, there's a spectrum. I would say for most people, it's anywhere between 30 minutes of learning the stroke and then probably take about 3 weeks to get in swimming shape for most people. But I have seen some people it takes several weeks to actually learn the stroke because they're just that not accustomed to water that much. Does that make sense? Is there a good way to simulate running in sand that you know of? I don't live near beaches or areas of sand. Yeah, there were a couple things I did growing up where I lived in Florida, but I was still a 2 hour away from the beach. So I found a couple of different places that had sand. One, I had this, there's this farmer who had a field and it was dirt, but he would plow the field. And there, I noticed driving by his house, he had like a row on the outside of his farm where he wasn't planting any seeds. So I was like, hey, this is pretty soft. Maybe I can run it. So I just asked him, could I run outside of his farm and I won't step on his plants? Just, preparing for Navy training. And he got a big kick out of that and said, yeah, sure, let's do it. Um, And then I also, where I grew up, there's a river that would dry up in the summer. Um, and I ran the riverbed. Um, and that was all sand that I found, but it was just, it had to be dried up. Otherwise it wasn't going to work. A couple places there was like knee deep water. That was a pain in the ass, especially when I'd hear a big splash around that knee deep water in Florida. You know what's out there between snakes and alligators that kept you moving. But yeah, that's what I would do. But if that's not working for you, find a hill. Or there's another workout that I will share with you, and it's the stair stepper. If you can find a stair stepping machine with a weight vest on, I will tell you. I'm putting a link in here right now. It's a military.com article I wrote, but I learned this from a guy who was competing in one of those firefighting competitions where they have to run with all their gear up the steps and do all this stuff. And he put us through this stair stepper workout that I thought my legs were going to die. And it's a very good way to prepare for many things, from boats, carrying boats and logs and running in soft sand, and just running and rucking in soft sand. It's a really good way to do it. That's how I would do it. Yes, I would say the treadmill is great for lower impact running, 100%. So is grass. So, um, the fact I was running on grass today, and it makes a huge difference compared to running on um, pavement. Did you see this 22-year-old from Norway break the 2 mile world record a few days ago? Damn, 7:54. Damn. No, I did not see that. That's That's impressive. Two 4-minute miles, sub 4-minute miles. That's crazy. That's crazy. Hmm. All right, you guys got any more questions for me? All right, we've been at this for 30 minutes. Let me see if I got anything else. But seriously, check out that. In fact, I'm just going to share this one because it's that good of an idea. If you don't have sand and you want to work your legs, this little article from military.com I wrote. You looking to join Spec Ops? Weighted stair steps are a useful tool. So stair climb, hose drag, this is like all of the firefighter fitness tests, but 20-pound steady stair pace, stair stepper pyramids, skip steps. That's a good one. That's like lunging forever. Um, so really good way to work those legs, similar to ways soft sand would work the legs, or hills would be a good option too. Let me see what else I have here. I'm not sure what I have for some videos that I have not shared before. That's one of my problems today is all my videos that I had planned to get to you are stuck on my phone, and I'm trying to figure out what's the best way to get them to you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you some old videos that I actually before TikTok. Nope, man, I've been really posting a lot of TikTok videos. Um, all right, so let's do this. Let me show you this one. I'm not sure what one this is, but I know it's been old enough to where you probably haven't seen it unless you've gone through all of my reels. It's been probably about 2 years ago. So let's see what this one looks like. So we got kick off the wall, double arm pull, not bad. Transitions, top arm, bottom arm, kick, hold the glide. One Mississippi, two Mississippi. Yep. See how he's pulling a little bit too quick on that stroke. Got a good kick. Probably could hold the stroke for one more Mississippi just to get another yard, maybe 2 yards out of every kick. It's not horrible, but it's very familiar, or I should say it's very common for guys to do this when they first get started. See how they got a little extra flutter kicks in there. They're not really gliding. Their heads up, looking forward. You need to tuck that chin down and need to be a little tighter on your arm recovery. Keep that closer to your body. All right, let's try it again. So kick off the wall, double arm pull. Yeah, he's not doing too bad. He's got a good kick. Just needs to hold the glide a little longer. One Mississippi, two Mississippi, pull. See how he's almost pulling the bottom arm when he's supposed to just pull the top arm, then the bottom arm. Good kickoff. Keep your head down, chin tuck, double arm pull coming up for your first breath right here at this marker. That's good. Notice the recovery here. See how his arms are like really away from his body when he recovers? That's a little bit of putting on the brakes there. You just want to be a little tighter. Like your hands want to touch your torso the entire time up into that glide position and just be a little tighter on the glide. Whew, that's a good one. Thoughts on Army SF divers? Yeah, we've had a whole bunch of guys go through Army SF dive school, and they're great. It's a tough course. I mean, it is every bit as hard as second phase dive phase at Buds. if not harder, because they do some really cool missions in that school, and it's in Key West, Florida, so it's a great location to go hang out and be in the military for sure. No, they're good divers. I don't have a problem with them. Now, chances of them using their diving on real world ops probably going to be limited to maybe an insertion method to get to somewhere that's um, you know water is near. Um, but yeah, other than that, uh, it's a good skill to have. It just is. Just like jumping out of planes and fast roping, you got to know how to do that. Having the ability to scuba in and explode bombs and do stuff, set up things like that is very helpful to any mission set. So it just diversifies their abilities. So I think it's great. All right. So what else we got here? All right. So I'm going to have to cut this a little bit early. I've been a little busy today, a little bit frazzled with some of the technological issues I had at the beginning. Um, and if you guys would tap that like button, I appreciate it. This thing runs on likes, and I um, I will be back next week. And remember, my next week starting time from now on will be 9:30 instead of 9. Just some of our workouts are lasting a little bit longer as we get into summer. So I just want to have some time to clean up and get ready, get some videos posted up here for you. But yeah, 9:30 time next week, Monday and Tuesday. And if you haven't gone to stewsmithfitness.com yet, check it out. A lot of great articles over there, great programs. And, for sticking around this long, if you use the live QA or live 15, you will save 15% on books and ebooks. Also, if I missed your question, which I don't think I did, you guys can just email me, stew@stewsmith.com. Happy to answer your emails. If you want to send me videos to critique, you can send it to that email, or you can uh, send it to my DM over on Instagram, StewSmith50. All right, folks. Until next week, I will chat with you guys later. Hope you have a good one. Go crush it. And I will see you next